Pre-game, everybody, everyone. We are back with UMT Esports, UMT versus UNC in this best of three, game three, Big Sky Conference League of Legends match. We are going to see the first three same bans as last game for UMT. All three games have been the same three bans. Excited to see this game three. Game one and game two, both very close. First game going to UMT, second game going to UNC. And they're going to pick up Vex right off the bat. Seemed to work out for them really well last game. Might actually see the Lulu and then maybe a mid lane pickup so they don't target ban Hyde. Or we'll see. Not quite too sure just yet. Might see a Lux right off the bat. Might see a Victor, actually. I feel like a Victor would be a pretty solid pick for UMT right now. And they're going to pick Lux. All right, yeah, they don't want to let Hyde get target banned again. So grab that Lux right off the bat. IPB played Echo last game. That worked out, pretty well for him. Lucian did just fine, so they could pick up a Lucian again. We're going to see right here. Not too sure just yet. And they're going to pick up Morg for sure. Put Space Cowboy back on that Morg. Has some pretty good bindings. Might also see that Poppy again. Poppy worked out really well. A lot of really solid Poppy Rs to reposition Kinderhook and Jet Jaguar in those crucial fights. So we're going to see what they decide. And they're going to grab that Lucian mid and bot lane decided for UNC. Right here, UMT is, they might pick up the bot lane. They might decide to go with a top laner here for old Kinderhook. I imagine we can probably see like an Echo band. They'll probably just pick up J4 here if they're really feeling it. Seemed to work out really well for them first game, but the Poppy kind of held them back. 0 seconds here. They're going to grab that J4. Second phase of bans, UMT. First ban. Might ban the Echo. Just because it is really hard to burst down an Echo in those late game fights. They're going to ban Fiora again. Keep that out of Ye's hands. Must be a true Fiora one-trick gamer. But he's not a one-trick. He played Poppy really well. Poppy looked super strong. UNC banning out Vayne, not letting Jebby pick that, the Zeri, or the Jinx up. Really taking a couple shots at Jebby's champ pool. And after that game one, we can see why. Jebby was absolutely massive on the Zeri, really strong. And old Kinderhook had a really, really good showing of that Shen. So UNC doing a good job making those necessary decisions about the pick ban phase. We're going to see an Akali ban from UNT. I think they've had the same 5 bans the whole time. And we're going to see a Twitch ban really just putting their foot down and saying, Jebby, you are not going to carry these games. You are not allowed to play any of the champs you like. I could see an Ezreal coming out or Jebby here. Maybe even Caitlyn. He's going to grab that Ezreal. Which leaves open the jungle and top lane pick for UNC. They might just grab that Echo again, as well as the Poppy. Poppy's still really good in this situation. And he had some pretty good use of it in that last game. Poppy into J4 feels pretty bad for the J4. Yep, they're going to grab that Echo again. Worked out for him. If it's broke, don't fix it. Same exact comp from UNC if they pick up this Poppy in the last game. And I don't really see why they'd change it. Poppy's still good into the Ezreal. I think Poppy W does stop Ezreal. Can I get confirmation on that? Okay, Poppy does not stop Ezreal. I am wrong. We're going to see Malphite picked up for old Kinderhook which is really going to give him that initiation that the Kled wasn't able to quite connect on as in last game. So I'm excited to see some J4 initiations with the Malphite falling behind to really blow up targets. They are really going to need to focus on that Vex Lucian at the start of these fights. Poppy W. Poppy W doesn't stop Malphite R, right? Correct. Okay. Yeah, so it doesn't stop Malphite ult, but will stop that J4 initiation. So Malphite probably gonna work out a little bit better. It's a good shift fire, good change that UMT decided to make. Since UNC didn't pick a Silas like they did in the first game, that gives Old Kinderhook that Malphite pickup pretty confidently. And we are going to have our spectator delay. So we'll be waiting for 3 minutes. I just get to kick it here with Twitch chat. So how's everybody doing? You guys enjoying this best of 3 series? What's up? It's good to see Neonara getting that Lulu. First series we've had it. Yep, Lulu one trick, in fact. Didn't ban it out. That's a pretty pog champ. Yeah, they're actually giving it to her. So that's pretty sweet. Can't complain about that. I know what it is. It's like to be target banned in our last competitive game. I banned Rengar every time. I'm a Rengar one trick, a filthy murder kitty. And it feels pretty bad. It feels pretty bad, not gonna lie. These target bans, man, it feels bad. I mean, but hey, it's what you gotta do. They're really putting Jebby in the dirt. They took 4 of his champs. That feels so bad. Those dang ban abusers, you know what I mean? I just kidding. Gotta fight for that dub in this Big Sky Conference tournament. About a minute and a half remaining. Jebby has a champ ocean. He's not worried. That's true. You're not wrong. He's a gamer. He's a true gamer. He's out here putting players on blast, abusing Zeri. I would have loved to see like some more Zeri shenanigans. Zeri Nunu was pretty correct. Simeon in that last game, every time Jet would initiate with his J4, did a lot of damage to J4. Lucian was able to just E out of it and then R right on Jet Jaguar's head, so we'll see if they can shift fire and blow him up before Jet gets smacked. When the coaches told Jebby to pick his top 3 champs, he said top 30. Luckily, can only target ban one player 5 times. In this case, only 4. So he's doing pretty good. He's got that Ez in the pocket, got that Caitlyn in the pocket. We'll see. If UNC is able to stop a lot of UMT's nuke damage, UMT is gonna have a little bit of trouble putting out reliable damage, I think. So it really falls on Jebby to hit those sweet cues as he does. And here we go. We're gonna be loading in shortly after a black screen. There's our beautiful Grizz Esports logo. Everybody in the chat type GG, good luck, or GLHF, good luck, have fun. Hoping for a really, really close, really good game 3 between UMT and UNC. I'm so stoked. This is sweet. Legendary, in fact. Look at this beautiful overlay. It's great. Really good job, Ryan. Proud of you. And here we go. UNC on the blue side, UMT on the red side. Once again, both teams not really planning to do anything right off the bat. We don't see any pings. We're just going to 5-point IPB. Getting hit by that flag once again. Jet Jaguar flexing that E button. Ward drop by IPB. Jet's in the area. He sees it. Can't really do anything. Hyde doesn't quite get the mana flow ban, but neither does Gordo. Wow. Actually, let's see here. Gordo has Electrocute. I can't see the rest of his runes. I don't believe. But Hyde doesn't quite get that mana flow. Everybody 5-pointing. Jet Jaguar. Looking like he's going to start topside this time. Change things up a little bit. Really focus on getting to bot early. I kind of like it. I kind of do. I think J4 clears it pretty healthily. So I don't know if Old Kinderhook is going to leash. Doesn't look like it. And then Nayunara and Jebi are going to fake leash. You know, throw them off a little bit. They need to start walking, though. Jet gonna smite it. Puts us clear a little bit behind, but it keeps the enemy jungler IPB guessing on the location of Jet Jaguar. So this could be a really good start. You know, kind of playing little mind games. His clear will be a little bit slower, so he won't get to that bottom scuttle as fast as IPB will with his leash. But I like to see things changed up a little bit. Old Kinderhook and Ye in this top lane. Gonna be pretty passive early on, I imagine. Ye probably having a little bit of a favorable matchup early on, but then as Malphite do, he's just gonna become a mountain and really hard to kill. But we're gonna see a lot of bullying early, and Kinderhook is fine with just kicking back at the tower and hitting minions. Really early push once again from the UNC bot lane. Using that Morg poke and the Lucian poke to kind of push Nayunara and Jebi off this wave. Uh, as we saw earlier, since Jet Jaguar did not get a leash, he's going to be a little bit behind the Echo in clear speed. Echo getting to his blue side quadrant quite a bit faster than the J4, almost a full camp ahead. Jet on his wolves, and IPB now on his blue. Kinderhook doing top lane things, getting a little bit low on mana. Ye's going to pop that, I think, biscuit. Just continue to poke Kinderhook down. He's going to be pretty low. Might have to reset early here if he doesn't want to get dove by IPB. And Poppy Bean will put a lot of poke damage onto this Malphite early, which is essentially the only time that Ye is really going to be able to do anything in this matchup. So he is doing that really effectively and well. Vex with the mid prio going to walk up to that top scuttle and figure out that J4 is not here. So they're kind of wondering where the J4 is currently. A little bit going on in top trading wise. Nothing too crazy. Same. Yay, getting a little bit half HP, but IPB sitting in the bush, looking to dive Old Kinderhook. Just kind of hovering around, sees that there's no Krugs, is now pinging J4 on the bot side. Here comes Jet Jaguar, looking around, sees Space Cowboy. Both flashes available, has that EQ, has the spell shield. Jet Jaguar has to go on Simeon though. Spell shield on from Space Cowboy, stops that EQ, and he throws a binding back, and that's going to sum up that gank there. Space Cowboy really holding that spell shield well to stop the J4 from being able to get that knockup. And IPB is going to get a nice little bit of counter jungling here on these Krugs and just continue to hover Old Kinderhook because they want to kill this Malphite before he becomes a mountain. Old Kinderhook doing a good job just trying to not trade into the Poppy. Jet Jaguar on his way top. IPB is in the vicinity to get that gank. He starts with the W. E ready. Old Kinderhook senses something's off and gets behind his tower. Gonna force IPB to back. You can tell by the CS 32-28 that Echo did get a camp from Jet. Jet's gonna clear it a little bit, clear out his jungle, make sure there's no wards, and continue pathing down. Sees the scuttle. Ye's gonna reset, has that TP available with the wave pushed, and bot lane is just doing, passive bot lane things. A little bit of the CS lead for Simeon, which is, it's expected with those, with the high amount of nuke damage they can put out. UMT bot lane has to kind of respect that. Jet Jaguar looking at Gordo here. Gordo sent the something's up. High doing a lot of damage here. Gordo gonna get that ultimate first. IPB kind of hovering in that mid lane, looking at that pretty low HP Hyde. Jet Jaguar walks into IPB. He has to get out of there real fast. Space Cowboy missing that Q. You know, passive bot lane things. They've got the Ezreal. And IPB with Space Cowboy walking up, they're going to elect to invade into Jet Jaguar's jungle here. No, just kind of get some vision on him. That Squire's Bloom almost gives their location away. IPB still in this mid lane right here. Hyde hits the ultimate, flashes, gets hit by the Echo. Echo no ultimate though. Gets rooted under the tower. Hyde's going to go down, as is IPB. Flash by both of them. Cleanse by Hyde as well, and then a flash ignite by Vex. Gordo picking up that first blood though. Root's gonna land on Jebby. Simeon a little bit over half HP. Jet Jaguar is in the area though. Mayonara stepping up Space Cowboy with that spell shield, just holding it as long as he can. Spell shields the J4 EQ. Not gonna go through any farther. Really solid use to hold that spell shield as long as possible until that stun is committed from Jet Jaguar. Ye is God. Get a nice little trade onto Kinderhook. Actually, going in Kinderhook's favor. He is a mountain now. He's got his ultimate. TP is up, though. It does not get unleashed until 14 minutes. And we're going to see 500 gold lead in the favor of UNC just from that kind of first blood kill. And then the slight CS advantage from top lane and the ADC position. Looks like Jet Jaguar and IPB getting a little bit feisty around this dragon. UMT does have bot prio. Hyde also rotating down. They see Gordo, see IPB, and nothing crazy happening as of now. Bot lane for UMT is going to reset. They have the wave pushed. Not sure if UNC knows this yet. If they do, I feel like they'd be walking towards it. God is just getting obliterated right now by these old Kinderhook Malphite trades. He has the ultimate. He's getting him really low. Ye probably gonna have to back and then TP to catch this wave. Kinderhook just using his ability to be a mountain, use it. IPB has his ultimate, gonna walk into Hyde. Vex misses the R though already. Dragon's up, no Vex R. Space Cowboy throws the binding. Jet Jaguar is in position. Biggs Lux ultimate onto Gordo. Doesn't quite get it. Red team steals the dragon. IPB has to use that Echo ultimate. He's about half HP. Big root from the Lux. Down goes IPB. Simeon running away from Jet Jaguar. EQ up in like a second. He has to flash out from the Lucian damage. Old Kinderhook did rotate down. He's holding that ultimate. He's ready to go, but it looks like UNC's gonna get away there. UMT picking up that dragon as well as the IPB Echo after ulting. Jet Jaguar getting a little bit feisty trying to get that blue, but there's absolutely no way. He's gonna have to reset here and look to continue clearing. Ye though is gonna get some nice pressure in that top lane. Old Kinderhook without that unleashed teleport, not being able to get there fast enough to make good use of that teleport. But he's going to make the lane just fine, catch this wave, and yeah, he's going to do a little bit of damage, but he's a Malphite, and he's level 7 now. He's pretty tanky, so not a ton to be done there. But you have to take your pokes where you can get them, especially into that Malphite. We're going to see this bot lane, Space Cowboy about to hit 6, Lulu 6, Lucian with a little bit of a farm advantage, but not a ton. Ezreal will continue to be able to poke away if he's hitting those Qs. J4, IPB, both on this top side. UMT, after the first 2 games of, I believe, UNC getting the first 2 objectives every time, is kind of knowing that they're looking for this rift and this dragon. Looking to ping pong objective for objective. Yay, not hitting that E. Has the ultimate. Though ready, has to use it. IPB diving for this Malphite. No ultimate up on the Echo. IPB's gonna go down. Old Kinderhook's still alive. He gets the double kill onto Ye, onto IPB. A lot of damage going on to Gordo. As he was rotating up. Gordo doesn't have flash. Hyde knows it. He says, alright, get on out of here, boy. Hands that ward over to Jet Jaguar. Old Kinderhook getting the 2-for-1. Because IPB's ultimate was not quite up yet. A little bit of a blunder there. But to be fair, 2 kills on Malphite isn't the worst thing in the world, but it will make him a whole lot harder to kill. Big root hitting on Nayunara from Space Cowboy there. Simeon doing a little bit of damage, but Jebby trading it right back. Farm advantage, getting a little bit further ahead for this Lucian. Has that ability with that Morgana support. A lot of damage onto Gordo from that Lux E. Nayunara caught by that root. Good little trade between support. Here comes IPB once again onto Hyde. He has to cleanse. He's fleeing. He hits the root onto Gordo though, and that's a 1-for-1 trade. Gordo going down. IPB getting the kill on Hyde. Gonna make him worth a little bit more gold again. We're going to see in this top lane once again, Old Kinderhook now is the mountainous Malphite. And it's going to be hard for Ye to be able to kill. No TP from either top laner will become unleashed in 2 minutes and 30 seconds. So we can imagine, depending on Old Kinderhook's TP timer, that he's going to rotate with that next R if nothing happens before that time. Ye's God taking a lot of damage in these trades. Just not able to really contest with that tankiness. Old Kinderhook taking those shields away as much as he can. We see Jet Jaguar hovering in this bush. EQR's onto Simeon's head. Simeon has to flash out. IPB is here. Hits the stun onto Jebby. Jebby stunned up. Rooted Jet Jaguar. Gets the Nayunara Lulu ultimate. Space Cowboy's pretty low, but Jet's low too. A lot of damage coming out from Simeon. Jet Jaguar's still alive. He's just barely out. No, he does not. Big, massive Lucian Q takes down Jebby and Jet Jaguar. A lot of gold being funneled into this Lucian right now. Ah, unfortunate. Really close there for the UMT squad. UNC is at about a 2k gold lead, a little bit less than that, 1800 currently. And we're going to see what UMT wants to do. Dragon's up in 30 seconds. Bot lane is just reset, both sides and the jungler. Lane currently is pretty stale. In the mid lane, nobody has prio. So we're going to see which team can get to river first, ward it up, and then take the fight to pick up that second dragon. Old Kinderhook knows it too, and he's rotating down right now to this mid lane. He sees Gordo. Gordo has flash though, so can flash that Malphite ultimate unless Hyde is able to hit that root right off the bat. So he's gonna hit that E. And we got Old Kinderhook just kind of hovering in the bush here. Hyde with that root. Gordo sees the Nayunara and knows that something's fishy. He doesn't quite like it. Everybody on these teams besides the ADCs, the 4v4 in the mid lane. Hyde almost gets hit by that stun there. Old Kinderhook gets spotted out. Yay. Right behind him in that mid river. Jet Jaguar kind of walking up. You know, they have this river control, but they do not have vision control. Drop that control ward. Did a little bit more gray screen. Big ultimate doesn't quite connect on Simeon from Old Kinderhook. I don't know if they can stay in contested dragon now without Malphite ultimate. 4,000. They're going to try to cap it real quick. Simeon in the area. They are split. IPB jumping in, hits the stun onto Hyde. Vex ultimate onto Hyde as well. Hyde takes the Lulu ultimate. He's still alive. Clicks the R, doesn't connect on anybody. IPB Ye's God, Simeon. Old Kinderhook's just running at the back line. Here comes Ye's God on Jebby. Jebby's almost dead. Jebby goes down, as does Ye's God. IPB in the area. Hyde's still alive, trying to get some poke. Hits, connects, and down goes Nayunara. Jet Jaguar trying to take down IPB. IPB has that ultimate available. Jets doesn't quite connect with the EQ. Down goes IPB. Hyde's still alive, but here comes Gordo. Space Cowboy getting pretty low. Hyde goes down to the Simeon Lucian. Jet Jaguar is still alive, but he's on the run. And that's a 4-for-2 trade going in the fight of UNC. Really unfortunate to see that Malphite ult be used early. I don't know, though, if UNC can contest this dragon, kill it all the way. Their jungler isn't there. Jet Jaguar is here with Smite. He's going to try to steal it away. Simeon, though, marking. He gets killed right away. Old Kinderhook has the TP. Ye also has the TP. Old Kinderhook doesn't quite make it. And blue team, Simeon slays the dragon. He's doing a lot of damage. He's worth 500 gold right now. Old Kinderhook gets rooted, but nobody's going to follow up. Ye's still here. They're going to clear out some vision. So fight going definitely in the hands of UNC here. Not ideal for this UMT squad. So we're going to see what they do. Rift is still alive. First Rift has not been taken. Plates, though, are down on the turrets, making it significantly less valuable. Hyde going to throw that Q at Ye, but he's going to E out of the way. Keep punching the scuttle. And since they don't know where IPB is, they're just going to say, all right, Ye, you get the scuttle. You enjoy it. 3K gold lead for UNC, kills 10-8 in this game 3 of UNC versus UMT. Really exciting stuff, really close fights. UMT really has to catch that Lucian out. He's doing the majority of the damage for this UNC squad. Not even the majority, almost all of it. I guess that is the majority. Lol. Rift is up. Jet Jaguar is on the top side of the map. Jebby and Nayonara have transitioned to mid. Hyde in this bot lane is actually in a lot of danger here if this Morgana is able to hit a bind. Even without it, Simeon has that Gale Force and is going to do a ton of damage. A little bit of trade in this top lane. Jet Jaguar has to EQ out of the way. Gordo is in the vicinity and takes a bad trade from IPB. Bot lane, Simeon the Space Cowboy moving up in this mid lane. Keep Jebby and Nayunara in check. Lucian quite a bit ahead of Jebby, as well as it's not a great matchup for the Ezreal. And it looks like UNC is going to be able to contest and take this rift. Jet Jaguar might try to steal it here. Elects not to. Wouldn't be worth it really. Just jumping in there. Got 5 from the UNC side. Got to see a little bit of macro on UMT to get some split pressure, I'd say. Would be probably their best use. Try to force rotations and catch out people rotating. Be able to catch that lead right back up. But that being said, UNC has a lot of ability to collapse on said split push with the Lucian Vexar Morg bind. And then Poppy R can stop rotations pretty handedly. Hey, Wills98, how's it going? We are going to see UNC really using their gold difference to split the map. IPB dropping this rift in bot lane. Hyde is here. He's all alone here. He's going to ult the wave, but it looks like he's going to go down pretty quick. IPB using that stopwatch to lose aggro, and they're going to take this tower pretty handily. Jet Jaguars in the area. Just going to kill this rift, stop it from getting a second charge off. And we're going to see what UMT can do to bring this game back. Jebby trying to hold off this mid wave, but if he gets hit by a binding, it's pretty much certain death for him. Kinner and Ye still in the top lane, doing top lane things, trading back and forth. Nayonara gets hit by that IPB sandwich stun. Doesn't really get a lot of trade off on it though. Spell shield stops Jet Jaguar from initiating. Both teams just kind of pressuring where they can, trading pretty fairly both ways. Echo once again electing to go that Night Harvester, so he has some nuke damage. Lucian picking up that Manu main. Right? Is that how you say it? Manamune, sorry. Jebby finishing that S quite a bit ago. He's got a good amount of gold, almost on that second item. Nayonara close to the first, and we're gonna see UNC walk pretty aggressively into UMT's jungle and try to force something with this gold lead they have. If UMT's able, though, to kill Simeon, it would be absolutely massive for them. UNC just gonna group as 5 right now around this mid tower. Dragon's up in 19 seconds, so they're gonna take control of UMT's jungle. Jet Jaguar doesn't quite gets caught here. Nayunara getting blown up by the Vex though. Gordo getting absolutely massacred by the Malphite ultimate and the J4 ultimate. IPB and Simeon both have to flash away. Here comes IPB with a big Echo ultimate. He's getting shot by Jebby though. Has that E off cooldown shortly. Gets caught out by Hyde's massive nuke damage. 2 for nothing for this UMT squad. They're going to want a dragon here. Space Cowboy and Simeon though don't want to give it up just yet. Hoping to poke this UMT. I'm sorry. It was a 2-for-1 trade. Nayonara did go down to that massive damage from the Echo ultimate. UMT gonna pick up their second Drake. And once again, we have a Hextech Dragon. So excited to see how these portals come to affect the game. Riot has since disabled the Chemtech Dragon. Unfortunately, it's right after they made it so Rengar could actually leap from the camo. But whatever, I'm just a pissed off Rengar main. It's fine. Anyways, back to this game 3 between UMT and UNC. Gold advantage shortened up to 2K for UNC. CS around the board, a little bit favored in the aspects ADC-wise for UNC. Mid lane, though, goes to UMT. Jungle, you know, it's 10 CS, it's pretty even. And then top lane in favor of Yi, but we do have a Malphite here, which, you know, he doesn't really CS the best, but he clicks R real hard. And then, you know, support's doing support things. We got a Zhonya's first on this Morgana. Space Cowboy really wants to be able to get in there, flash R, and then Zhonya's to initiate a fight for the UNC squad. And then have that Echo W follow up. As well as the Vexar and Poppy just somewhere in the middle doing Poppy things. Is their win condition for a fight. Then Lucian doing Lucian things. Clicking R, Q, and E. Clicking all his buttons as hard as he can, as fast as he can, and doing damage. Yeah, getting a little aggro on this trade into old Kinderbuck, but he's having none of it. He says, alright, you want to fight. And they brawl in the mid lane here. A lot of aggro from IPB, as well as Simeon and Space Cowboy. In this mid lane, into the Jebi Nayunara. Hyde and Jet Jaguar just reset, so they're kind of looking to rotate. Hyde gonna pick up this bot wave, and IPB stealing UMT's red. Jet Jaguar in the area. They see him here. Malphite with ultimate. Has Jet Jaguar in the vicinity. Tries to hit that Hextech gate. Doesn't quite work. Oh, they both get stunned. Root goes onto old Kinderhook. He has the ultimate, but is he going to get to use it? No, he's not. IPB gets his ultimate. Jet Jaguar is stuck there. Big Ezreal R. Poppy stops the J4 from getting out, and that's a double kill for IPB, excuse me. And they're going to look to Baron right now. 22 minutes. Looking at this Baron. The rest of the UMT squad is healthy. They do a lot of damage. And with IPB's ultimate down, they could possibly contest this. Likelihood, though, they're just going to let it slide. There's not a lot that they can do, just kind of poke around. They get vision in the pit. They see they're pretty low. They might elect to try and steal it here. They have that Lux ultimate. No Ezreal. Poppy drops R. Big Lux R coming in. Doesn't connect. Hyde holds on to it. Maybe they thought it was a little bit healthier. And there goes the ultimate to take down IPB. Say one less Baron for you and a shutdown right into the pocket of Hyde. A little bit of gold. Going back to the UMT side. Oh, a 5.5. So you're doing math on stream. Yeah, 5,500. No. 5,500 gold for the UNC squad. Advantage here. 23 minutes into the game. Pretty close. Still winnable either way. Simeon challenging. Hyde up here in this top lane decides it's not worth it, and he's going to take that Baron reset. Dragon's up in a minute 30. We have to imagine UMT is just going to try to hold towers and then converge on that Dragon. These objectives really being the important win cons. We have to see old Kinderhook and Jet Jaguar hit that dunk like they did to secure the last Dragon. On this UNC squad, we have deep vision, that control ward in the bottom quadrant of UMT's jungle, giving them a lot of info. So we're going to see what UMT elects to do. Dragon spawns in a minute, so everybody's going to reset and start heading that way. Jebi finishes that, how is it? Manu Mane? Please help me. Manamune. And they're going to start headed towards this bot to try and secure this Dragon. Root flying out from Space Cowboy onto old Kinderhook. Jet Jaguar also dodging the bind. IPB going to use that W. Nayunara is inside of it, but IPB does not get there in time. Doesn't E forward into it. Jet Jaguar standing way too close. Takes that E from IPB. Tries to hit the Q. Doesn't connect. We see old Kinderhook has his flash R. We have to imagine he wants to hit Simeon. Space Cowboy has that spell shield, and Simeon's playing really far back. They are waiting for that IPB stun and the root combo to be able to initiate with the Vex R. So they have a lot of potential to get a kill right off the bat if any one of these stuns or binds hits. Here comes UMT, electing to walk towards them. Big Lux damage onto IPB and Yay. Malphite with that flash. Here comes the IPB stun. Doesn't connect anywhere. IPB down to half health. Has that Echo ultimate though. Big root onto Jebby. Poppy ult though pushes him out of the fight. Simeon drops his ultimate. Old Kinrook has his R. He's getting ready to pop it. Jet Jaguar forces the Simeon flash. Big damage from HUD, taking down Simeon. Here comes Jet Jaguar, he's still alive. Old Kinrook uses that ultimate. Yeah, he's got it still alive. IPB's gonna take down Old Kinrook. Echo did use that R. Jet Jaguar pops it a little bit early. Space Cowboy still alive, flashes out. Doesn't quite get killed. Down goes IPB, and that secures the Dragon for this UMT squad. 3-for-1 trade and Dragon. Gordo, though, isn't going to give it up that easy. He's going to try and steal it. Oh, it almost gets through, but not quite. Jet Jaguar gets that smite, and that's an objective bounty for this UMT squad. Really evening up the gold. 3K advantage for UNC. UMT is at that sole point. If they get this next Dragon, this is certainly winnable. And even if they don't. Really exciting game. Game 3, best of 3. UMT versus UNC. Really good stuff. Really good stuff. How's it going, chat? Winnable indeed. I just love this hide copy pasta. It's so awful. Why, Ryan? Why? Back up in this top lane. Top laner's doing top lane things. Malphite versus Yay. Not a ton to do. They can't kill each other, but they can punch each other. Jet Jaguar and Nayunara are gonna start getting some vision down for this Baron prematurely. I really like that. Getting that initiative. Nayunara almost gets hit by that binding there. Space Cowboy pulls it a little bit left. And here comes the support vision fight. Jet Jaguar in the vicinity. Though to help, IPB walking up into this top lane. They see Gordon in this bot lane. Jet Jaguar, EQR doesn't connect onto Simeon. Simeon still has his ultimate available, but elects to hold it as that Morgana binding connects. Simeon half health as well as Space Cowboy. Gordon and IPB are not here. You have to imagine this UMT squad is really chomping at the bit to start a fight here, but Ye is going to ward him off. A little bit of poke from Jeb here. Say, hey, don't come at me, bro. Jet Jaguar in the vicinity. Ye is here. Never really want to initiate on a Poppy, though. That's not a good time. Especially one with Sunfire and Force of Nature. Not ideal. We're going to see Gordo get some good split push here. Doesn't have mana. He's going to have to reset here. As well as Space Cowboy, they both elect to leave. UMT not really pushing the favor there. They have Teleport unleashed on the Malphite. I'd like to see a little bit more aggression from this UMT side in this instant. But nonetheless, Baron is spawning in 46 seconds, Dragon up in 2 minutes and 50 seconds. And one of these objectives is certainly going to decide the game. Yay. Up in UMT's jungle, taking that red handedly. UMT just kind of letting that one slide. They say, I don't know where the rest of your team is. So you can have the red for now. Jet gonna reset. Space Cowboy. Probably gonna start punching that rift. No, he's gonna get some deep vision in the jungle of UMT. They're gonna see Kinderhook once he walks down on this wave, so Ye knows it's safe. He's gonna walk up. Old Kinderhook, a little bit extended here, doesn't have any backup, and they have UMT's jungle warded. So IPB is gonna walk at Jebby here. They're gonna spot Jet though and decide, nope, don't want to do that. Can't really own the Malphite. So everybody's just kind of dancing around right now. Hyde picking up that farm, answering Ye. On the split push. Jet Jaguar though is here. They're looking to catch this Poppy out, but they see the rotation from this UNC squad onto this mid turret. And with old Kinderhook TP, they might look to fight here. Jet and Nayunara though getting caught out by the Vex fleet. Still alive. Gordo follows. Has to flash out after Jet Jaguar. Here comes IPB on Nayunara. Can't quite get it. Gets Polymorph. He's still alive though. Clicks the R button. He gets out just fine. Jebby doing some good damage here. Old Kinderhook R's but doesn't connect with anybody. Down goes IPB to Hyde's massive nuke damage. It's a 1-for-1 jungle for support. A lot of cooldowns though used on both sides of the fight. Morgana still with that ultimate as well as flash. No Zonias though available. Hyde walking in. Old Kinderhook hit by the Space Cowboy root. Both teams are going to kind of respect what the others got. Hyde though. Space Cowboy's really hitting these roots. He's doing Morgana stuff. Good roots, good roots. A little bit of damage to stop Jet Jaguar's back. Maybe a little bit greedy of a recall. Doesn't really matter though. No Vex ultimate, he's not in any danger. So Hyde's just going to catch this wave, hang out. And both teams are kind of electing to fight for this dragon that's up in 40 seconds. Neither one of them really forcing that Baron too much. Hyde has that Rabadon's finished and has that stopwatch. He's going to be doing a lot of damage. I really, really like this crown build from Jeb here. You know, stopping that nuke damage from the Vex Lucian Morg right off the bat is really big. Especially when you have a Lulu with those shields. Jet Jaguar in the front line. Old Kinderhook available. Hold on, a little bit of stream lag. Okay, we're good to go. Okay, good to go. Old Kinderhook walking up in the front. Yay, Space Cowboy are there. Has Spell Shield though, kind of baiting it out. EQ blocked by Poppy W from Jet Jaguar. IPB gets rooted. Big ultimate forces out the Zonias from the Echo. He's in bad shape. Jet Jaguar goes on IPB, but he still has ultimate. Here comes Old Kinderhook with that ultimate. Hits 2. Down goes Simeon. Down goes Nayunara, exploded by the Vex. Down goes Space Cowboy. Ye is still alive, fighting Kinderhook. Big Gordo ultimate onto Kinderhook. Down goes Gordo almost. Jebby just barely staying alive there. A lot of nuke damage. Ye here. Still alive, has to concede top lane. He says, I'm going to go push this lane. You guys take your soul. Big turn of events. UMT taking the lead now with the soul. Not in goal, but objectives for sure. This is going to give them a lot of damage in these team fights. Really well played. Untimed. Poor timing for IPB to get hit by that root. Really opened up that fight for UMT there. And they're going to look to Baron as well. They're going to force the favor here. Simeon up in 5 seconds though, and Space Cowboy up in 2. They can't quite decide. They're saying, all right, hey, we have this soul now. We have a lot of gold. Somebody push out top and we'll reset and then probably come back to Baron, is what I'm imagining they're saying. So that's kind of what it looks like. Hyde gonna push this mid wave. Still not a single tower down yet for UNC though. Or yeah, on UNC's side. So UMT really have to start looking for these towers. Get some gold back in their pockets. And it looks like UNC is going to have Baron Pryo currently. They get Vision set up first as UMT is resetting. And with this mid lane shove, they see Jeb. They might elect to A, try to pick off Jebby, or B, just start this Baron. Jet Jaguar resetting. They have the Hextech portals though, so UMT will be able to get there pretty quick. I would love to see an old Kinderhook. Oh, big Vexar onto Hyde. Does a little bit of damage. Hyde's still alive, getting beaten up. Has Zonius, has 1 HP. Jebby getting beat up by Simeon. Jebby goes down, Hyde goes down, Nayunara goes down. Jet Jaguar getting nuked here. Old Kinderhook still alive. Oh no, UMT disaster. As the UMT squad gets caught out by the Vexar, and 4 of them go down. That's 40 seconds of free push. They have a wave here. UNC could try and finish it right here in this game of 3. Absolutely disastrous for this UMT squad. Hopefully Old Kinderhook is able to hold down the fort and protect from this final push from UNC. Getting really close. Kinderhook does have that ultimate. He's going to have to drop it here really quick. Big 3-man ultimate. Just stalling for time. Nayunara is alive, but the Nexus is going down. Nayunara still up. Nexus down to like 200 HP. And there it goes. UNC is going to clutch that game. GG, UNC, GG, UMT. Really great games, all 3. Really good to see. Squeezed it out in the end. Well played, everybody. Thank you guys. Oh, what a bummer. GG, yeah. Thank you guys for watching the stream. Had a really great time casting it, and we're gonna end the stream here. Oh, yeah, we're gonna end the stream here. So thank you guys for watching. If you're not already following, hit that follow button. My name is ReplayDK. Check out my Twitch link, and have a great rest of your night. All right, bye.